What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another video where I'll give you tips and tutorials on how to tell your story through a lens to build your business or to build your brand. In this video, we're going to be specifically talking about the difference between a videographer and a creative director, and knowing when you need a videographer compared to when you need a creative director. So let's get into it. Now, a lot of people in businesses and brands are clocking onto the fact that video is the best way to build relationships with people online. And it might have something to do with the fact that 93% of communication is non-verbal. The fact that we read people's body language, the little things that they do, the mannerism, the facial expressions that people pull when they're speaking, the tone of voice. Those are the things that we all use and pick up on naturally, subconsciously, to know whether we like someone or whether we trust somebody. It's just something we all naturally do on a subconscious level. So it makes sense that video is the best way to build relationships and to build a brand online. Now, what a lot of people tend to do is when they find out that they need a video creator or someone that's a videographer, as the common term is, they actually think, you know what, let's put out a post and they say, I need a videographer, does anybody know anyone? And they pick people based on something known as a video reel, which is basically a highlight reel of all the great videos that someone's done, all clashed together, which is all fine and great. But for social media and for 2019 moving forward, you need to understand, does that person know how to put together a story that is going to resonate with the target demographic that you want to reach? And a demo reel is not going to communicate that, because a demo reel is basically just a mashup of loads of videos that they've done. There's not necessarily a story to it. It's literally a beat and they throw on different videos that they've created for different people, which isn't going to make a consistent story and isn't going to speak to no specific narrative that you want to reach. So then you've got to ask yourself, how are we going to understand and know that this person that we're hiring is actually going to know how to create a story for us? Now, this is where the tips come in. People know that stories work and that's what attracts and stimulates the mind. But the problem is, the majority of videographers out there do not know how to craft stories. Videographers are really good, the average videographer is really good at putting together a sequence of images that get across a point of view. So let's say if you wanted a promo video, which is normally what videographers go for, or if they're doing a wedding, they might do a little story within the wedding if they specialise within that. But you as a business, you're no doubt, or as a personal brand, you're looking to communicate a point of view to a specific group of people. Not to everybody, but to a specific group of people. So the videographer that you hire needs to be able to speak to that specific group of people, not just to create a sequence of images that looks cool and beautiful to the eye, because it isn't about that. Looking beautiful to the eye doesn't mean it's going to resonate with your audience on an internal perspective, to the point where they're talking about you, they love you, they believe what you believe, and they can get behind you as a brand or as a business. That's really what you want to achieve. And a lot of people, they forget that and they get caught up in the hype of pretty videos, and I've done it myself. Like, I love pretty videos, don't get me wrong, but I understand the difference when you're working with businesses. You need to get outcomes, whether that's building a brand or whether that's converting to sales. That's the bottom line. You need to do something. After someone watches a video, they need to do something. You want them to either purchase something or you want them to become an advocate of your brand and start to follow you for the potential of building a relationship and then later on possibly purchasing something or telling someone else about your brand and then possibly purchasing something. Now, why I say I'm a creative director over a videographer is because I understand the insights, the customer insights, the behavioural habits that people have, and I know how to communicate those through a lens. So I know how to craft a story and create a narrative that is going to resonate with different groups of individuals. It's not about what I like, it's about what the individuals like that I'm trying to reach. And I understand how to look into that insight, not only if that data is given to me, but also I know how to find that data myself. So in that sense, I'm not a videographer, if that makes sense. And this is what I'm kind of pushing videographers to go more towards, because one, it achieves better results, and two, it creates better stories and better videos that are going to really resonate with a certain group of people. Now, coming back to you guys, you need to understand, where is your brand currently at? What stage are they at? Are they at the startup stage? Are you just past the startup stage? Are you considered a veteran in the game and you just want to rebrand your business? Are you considered someone that's well known, but you're not necessarily online digitally? Like, how would you look at yourself? That's what you really need to look at. Then you need to look at, what do you want to achieve? Like, what is it specifically you want to achieve through storytelling on social media? And then you need to reverse engineer what you need to do. So if it's more customers specifically that you want, you need to think to yourself, all right then, I need more customers. What industries do I want to target? What people do I want to target? What do I want to communicate? Where do I want to place myself in that market? Like, how do I want to reach people? Do I want to be giving tips and tutorials to people to help them, to guide them, to be that person that's there to give them value? Or do you want to be that person that's more entertaining and you're that kind of like lifestyle type of person where you're showing them behind the scenes of the day-to-day operations or whatever your business is? Like, you need to decide on what angle, and there's many other angles that you can come on, but that's just an example. So you need to understand that. Then you need to speak with a creative director, or if you've got someone creative in-house that can do all the customer insight and craft the stories for you, that's when you get a videographer, and you don't really need a creative director. If you're quite creative and you understand how to craft stories, how to put in a hook, how to put in a conflict and have a resolution, how to put in the twists and turns that nobody would expect, how to do those types of things. If you have someone in-house that knows how to do that, then you don't really need a creative director as such. But if you haven't, you 100% need a creative director, because that is going to be the difference between you being the number one or number two player in your industry, or just being another guy that's making videos, literally. So hopefully today's video was useful to you guys. If it was, let me know in the comments below, because I'm going to have loads more delving into the topics of storytelling, and I'm going to give you a future episode that is going to literally break down how you make a visual story, and I'm going to hit every single criteria. So if that is something that you would like to see, let me know in the comments below again. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe and tell somebody else. Now keep on creative and stay positive and keep it moving. See you on the next one. Oh, by the way, I'm in the in-laws bar right now at the end of the garden. Like, it's bank holiday, but I thought to myself, I've got to get out a video, so I just made sure that I did. That's why I'm sitting at a bar, literally. This isn't where I work, so don't worry about that. I know there's drinks in the background. I'm not that guy.